Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule and teach well in the scriptures. And salutation to all the brothers in the Akim doing this work in truth and sincerity. The title for this particular subject is Observance of the Sabbath Day. And today is the Sabbath day, according to the Most High and according to what He's given us as far as the moon. The moon means month. So you have what we would call here in America the new month or anything like that. The first of the month. It's different because it's it's ran off the Gregorian calendar. So what they would consider a new month, the Most High doesn't. The Most High considers the new month according to the new moon. Okay, and so today is a Sabbath day according to the Most High, Yah, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And we can start out, the first part we're going to start out is in Genesis chapter 2. And it reads, "Thus heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, Yahweh ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he made. And Yahweh blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Yahweh created and made." So the Most High created the earth in 7 days. Of course, the ones that do know what a day is, and for the ones that don't know what a day is, day to the Lord is of 1,000 years. And so it literally took 6,000 years to make the earth, which in what we dwell in right now. Slack Yakin. So we can chain link that precept, and we can further expound on what a day is. Where to make it plain, to the Akim out there, the younger brothers that are out there that are listening. So we can go to Second Peter chapter 3, verse 8. And this is Second Peter chapter 3, verse 8. "But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day." So now we actually broke down what a day means to the Most High. Okay? So we can go back and we can read that again. Chapter 2, verse 3 in Genesis. "And Yahweh blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Yahweh created and made." Start with verse 1. "Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, Yahweh ended his work which he had made. He rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Yahweh blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, that in it he had rested from all his work which Yahweh created and made. These are the generations of heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord Yahweh made the earth and the heavens. And so on the 7,000 year he rested. Why did the Most High rest? Did the Most High rest because he was tired? And the answer to that is no. The Most High doesn't need any rest. The Most High rests, and this has been put into word because the Most High is showing his people an example. Okay, the things that he created need a rest. He himself, all power, the Most High, does not need rest. Not at all. Not for one moment, one iota of time. So we can stop right there in Genesis. We have much more to expound on, many more verses containing the Sabbath day. So we can go to Exodus. Bear with me one moment, I can. Let's start with chapter 20, verse 1. And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy power, which have brought thee out the land of Egypt, out the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children of the third and fourth generation to them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. And so this particular verse has a lot of meat in it. Okay, for the ones that don't know, reincarnation, you come back every 3 to 4 generations. According to, after you pass away, 3 to 4 generations, you come back. Okay, this is the cycle of life according to the Most High and according to his word. And there are many more precepts that I can expound on, but the topic of today is the Sabbath. That'd be another lesson. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God, thy power, in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. So you have certain examples of that, as far as people taking the Lord's name in vain. Okay, and the Lord's name is holy. Okay, for a lot of people that don't know and a lot of people that don't understand, the Lord's name is very holy and is to be separate. Just like Israel is to be separate from the other nations, the Lord's name is to be separate amongst Israel, according to his word. Okay, so when you speak of the Most High's name, you speak in the Most High's name as it was intended to be spoken. Okay, and not carelessly at all. Going into verse 7. Thou shalt not take the Lord, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy power in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath day of the Lord thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. So, according to this knowledge from the Most High does not want us to work on a Sabbath day. And I understand that many of us have jobs, especially ones that work up on the Esau. Okay, for the ones that don't have the means to do app-based jobs at this particular point. So you have things that are written here, the Lord's words that are written here, that what we're supposed to be abiding by. Okay, and it's to show due diligence when you observe the Sabbath day. Due diligence to observe the Sabbath day. You know, understanding that we live in the world where everything has been turned upside down, worshiping the Most High. Everything that is in the earth, all the inhabitants of the earth, everything that dwells in the earth is totally wicked. Okay, totally wicked. So you work your 6 days. This is verse 9. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day, okay, is the Sabbath of the Lord thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, nor thy son. So if you have a son that works under you, according to the Most High's word, on the Sabbath day he doesn't work either. Okay? If you have a daughter, she's not to do any work as well. Or anybody that works for you is not supposed to do any work. Okay? According to the word, when we get the kingdom, when we get the kingdom shared, because the kingdom belongs to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's going to share it with the elect. Okay, the first fruit, so to speak. When he shares this with the first fruits, we will be joined unto him. We'll be joined unto his inheritance as well. So we are to obey the laws, and also the laws to be programmed within us. All right. And so what's happening now is a change up. Everything that it talks about certain instances here. When we inherit the kingdom, we inherit the heathen as well. Okay. I'm gonna let it be known as a testimony. I want all the heathen and then some. Okay. Every last one of them. I want them from the first time in captivity that put us in captivity all the way until now. And more than that. Much more than that. Okay? I hate the heathen just like David hated the heathen. going on. So when we inherit this kingdom, on the Sabbath day, they're going to labor all the way up until the Sabbath day. When the Sabbath day gets here, they're not going to, they're going to be praying. They're going to be praying for the Sabbath day to get here so they don't have to do any work, because we're going to beat the shit out of them. Okay? We're going to do unto them double according to their works, according to what they've done to the children of Israel, according to what they've done to us. We're going to do double to them. And if the Most High allows it, even more. Okay? Going to 11. Verse 11. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is rested. The seventh day, wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So the Sabbath day is to be a blessed day. Okay, it's to work and to give all your due diligence, give everything that you have to the Most High. Give your works, give your praises to the Most High. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, He's the root of all this. Okay, so that we may live in peace. Without the Most High, there is no peace. And there's a firm example of that in the earth, and especially in Babylon, aka America, the daughter of Babylon, right now. So it goes in depth a little deeper. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy power give thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything is of thy neighbor's. And if Israel doesn't know right now, your neighbor or your kinsman according to the flesh. It's a different tribe or the same tribe, a different tribe outside the nation of Israel, and a different tribe outside of your tribe within the nation of Israel, Salakia. Salakia. It's still the same nationality, you just got different tribes, but those are your neighbors, okay? According to the Most High's word, those are your neighbors. It's going into the commandments at this particular point, so we're gonna read a little further. We can go to Exodus chapter 31, verse 14. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Every one that defileth it shall surely be put to death, for whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Okay. This is according to the Most High's laws, and as you all can very well know, that we can't keep all 613 plus laws. Okay, we can't. keep those laws, especially here in Babylon. And that's the reason for Hamashiach, Yahweh coming down and being a sacrifice to the nation of Israel so that we may be joined back into the Father. We may be joined back into Yahweh. So Yahweh Shai is to be praised, is to be worshipped. Why? Because without Yahweh Shai, we can't get back to the Most High. It is what it is. Okay? Call it what you want. So, I mean, this is very stern in verse 14. You know, ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. So the Sabbath day is holy. You know, I'm not above the law, so to speak. I'm not above the law of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because there's been times that I haven't kept the Sabbath to the best of my ability. And so, you know, being a humble servant, my job is to do the best that I can according to the Most High's word. And what a better day than to start now, okay? Especially now, the time draweth nigh, the time draweth near. So according to the law, you're supposed to be put to death if you're not observing the Sabbath day. And so a lot of people tend to brush that off to the side because the Most High is not killing a bunch of people on the Sabbath day for not keeping it, and killing a bunch of Israelites. Okay, killing a bunch of Israelites on a Sabbath day and the day after. You know, just because he's not doing it now doesn't mean that you shouldn't be fervent in trying to keep the Sabbath day. All right? Because according to the law, you're supposed to put to death if you don't observe the Sabbath day. And that's to the nation of Israel. Well, this message and this lesson is not for the heathens. And if they grasp hold to it, they might be Israel. Then again, they might not. But according to the Most High, this is the law, to observe the Sabbath day. And whosoever doth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days work may be done, but in the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, holy of the Most High. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. And so, knowing that all of us don't keep the Sabbath to the fullest of its extent, you know, because of us living here in Babylon and us working on a Sabbath day, therefore, this can be a major stumbling block for some people. You know, because the Most High is merciful. Okay, he shows a lot of mercy. He's going to show a lot of wrath very soon. But for right now, it's showing mercy, especially according to the Sabbath day. Because number one, we're in a land that we shouldn't be in. Okay, we're in a land because we sinned against the Most High. We're in a land because we sinned against the Most High. Okay, we're not home. Israel is our home. Okay, and we can't go there now because it's inhabited by Amalek, the fake Jews. Okay, and when we go back into the land, the Most High Hamashiach, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, is going to bring us back to the land. He's going to cleanse the land, and he's going to bring us back to the land. And we're waiting on that day. Okay, we're patiently waiting on that day. Reading further on in 16. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath and observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for perpetual covenant. Okay, because we sinned against the Most High, He took His name away. He took our culture, our what's that word I'm looking for? Anyway, he took His culture away from us. Okay, and so now we're fighting to get it back. We're literally fighting tooth and nail in the spirit to get that back. Okay, even though it is given unto us, we're still fighting to get it back. Finishing 16, we're going to start it off again. The Lord whosoever doing 16. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for perpetual covenant. And so if you know, like many other people know, perpetual is ongoing. It's going on and on and on and on and on. Okay, that's what perpetual means. And so a perpetual covenant is an endless agreement. All right, covenant means a strong agreement. So perpetual, everlasting, ongoing agreement. That's what it is. That's what the Lord is given. He's given the Sabbath day as. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord Yahweh made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day He rested and was refreshed. So that's Exodus 31:14. Moving on. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 12. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify, as the Lord Yahweh had commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath day. Yahweh thy power, in it thou shalt not do any work, nor work thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor any stranger that is within thy gates. So we have something that was added to Genesis chapter 2 and 31. Okay, and what was added to this one nor any strangers within thy gates. I mean, which is the same thing. So it's just it's refreshing what was in Genesis chapter 2. It's just a refreshment on that, because it's saying the same thing. It's just different wording to that. It's basically saying the same thing. And remember that thou was a servant in the land of Egypt, and the Lord thy power brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and stretched out arm. Therefore the Lord thy power commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. And so this is remembrance, okay, that the Most High is taking care of us. And so we had to show some kind of appreciation for the Most High and for His Son and for our big brother. We had to show an appreciation to tell the Most High in our works, of course. Whether it be praying, fasting, whatever the case may be. We're letting we're communicating with the Lord and showing the Lord that we're thankful for what the Lord's given us. Okay, we're showing the Most High that we praise Him, that we thank Him, that we want to keep His laws. We want to keep His laws, statutes, and commandments. And we remember what He's done for us in the past. Okay, and what the Most High is going to do in the future. Remember that. So this is just to show our gratitude to the Most High, so to speak, for what He's done in the past and what He's doing right now and what He will do in the future. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, the 144, Lord willing. Because truth be told, none of us really deserve it. So we're working, okay? The people of the Most High are working, and we're toiling and grinding, and we're showing due diligence to make our calling and election sure, just to be counted worthy of consideration, just to be considered. Because at any time, the Most High can say, hey, nope. So we're doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yah. We're doing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's footwork. We're the grunt, so to speak. And we're doing His work because, number one, it's owed to Him. Number two, we're doing His work so that we might be counted worthy of consideration. Okay? Because all of us are unprofitable servants. Every last one of us. Every last one of us. And majority of us done things worthy of death. Number one being adultery. So this is to show the Most High that, we do care. We do fall short. A just man falls 7 times. And that number 7 is just completion. Okay, a complete number of times. But still striving for the mastery. Still striving. Still doing, being diligent. And knowing what He's done for us in Egypt. Okay, and that'll be small potatoes compared to what He's gonna do for us in Babylon, Lord willing. Yahweh Shem Yahshai willing. What He's gonna do for us here in Babylon, aka America. Because we need to be delivered. Okay, it ain't got so bad. Israel couldn't do it by itself anymore. That's how bad it got. It got so bad, okay, that the Most High has to send His Son to come and set things right and to come and deliver us. That's how bad it's got. Okay, we dropped the ball so many times. This last time we dropped the ball, the other nations just went all out. They went all out. They finished destroying us as a people. And I don't know how the rest of I can feel, but I feel beat down in the spirit a lot of times because we're not able to keep the laws to the best of our ability. And so, we are of a contrite spirit. Okay. We're seeking forgiveness and to make our path straight. And, by today being a Sabbath day, when the Lord's man does the work that the Most High wants him to do, then the Lord looks at that. Okay. Moving on to Nehemiah. Salaki. Okay, this is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day of the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. So, any conversation that we're having, okay, the general topic of the conversation should be holy. It should be, what can we do to improve on the brotherhood? What can we do to edify a brother? What can we do to serve a brother? Because that's what Yahweh Shai wants us to do. That's what Yahweh Shai has done. He showed, he came down here to serve Israel. So if he's coming down here to serve Israel and he's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and he's the only begotten Son, then that's our job, to be servants unto our brother. Okay? And I don't think a lot of people get that. They don't get it. Your job is to push the word, to give reverence to the Most High, okay? To do the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, whatever ones that you can do. Above all, have faith and serve your brother. And I don't think the people get that, but that'd be another topic. That was in Leviticus 23 and 3. And we'll jump to Leviticus chapter 25, verse 27. Then let him count the years of the scale thereof, and restore the overplus unto the man whom he sold. Okay, we're moving on from that one. We'll go to Nehemiah. Okay, this is Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 31. And if the people of the land bring where are any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath day. On the Sabbath or on the holy day, and that we would leave the 7th year and the extraction of every debt. Okay, I mean, basically in a nutshell, according to the Most High's word, there's no buying or selling on the Sabbath day. That day is reserved for the Most High. Okay, that's that in a nutshell. And there's an exoneration of tax. I mean, let me see. Any debt that's owed in the congregation of Israel, they have to be exonerated on the 7th year. So if you can't continue to harbor that person for debt once you hit the 7th year. So on the 6th year, you're trying to get your payment or whatever. Uh, according to the Most High, all this stuff is exonerated on the 7th year. So if you can't get it by year number 7, you can't go in year number 8 or year number 7 1/4, or 7 and 3/4. You can't do that and say, "Hey, I want you to go back and pay this debt." Everything has to be forgiven as far as debt on the 7th year. Okay. Mainly no buying and selling. Moving on to Isaiah 58 and 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasures on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord honorable, thou shalt honor him not doing thy own ways, nor finding thy own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of the Lord Yahweh has spoken it. And so for the people that's in the faith, the Lord, everybody knows the Lord is a man that he cannot lie. So he knew everything except for lying. So you would be a fool. Anybody would be a fool to think that the Most High is not fulfilling these prophecies right here. You'd be a fool to think otherwise. Okay? So speaking on the Sabbath day, this is the Most High's promise. This is something that he promised to do. Okay? Isaiah 58 and 13 explains it. Basically, it's putting a roundabout way to honor the Sabbath and not doing what you want to do. Okay, that's what Apostle Tahar mentioned earlier. So this is 14 is the Most High's promise for keeping the Sabbath day, for being diligent about the Sabbath day. This is the Most High's promise for that. Okay, moving forward. This is Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 19. I am the Lord your power. Walk in my statutes and keep my judgments, and do them, and hallow my Sabbaths. And thy shall be a sign between me and you, and that ye may know that I am the Lord your power. Notwithstanding, the children rebelled against me. They walked not in my statutes, neither kept my judgments to do them, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. Thy polluted my Sabbath. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them to accomplish my anger against them in the wilderness. And so this is basically a twofold scripture. You have, when it explains that the children of the Most High that, that's us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Um, us as a nation and as a woman to the Most High, we rebelled against him. As a nation, not individuals. So, you want to be individualized. You're going to be cast as an individual. This is as a nation. The Lord don't care about as far as an individual is concerned. And when he's going to punish you, he's going to punish you as a nation. That's just what it is. And so, in the wilderness, knowing that the children of Israel was in the wilderness for 40 years, all of them didn't get a chance to make it to the land of milk and honey. A lot of them died off, and their children made it into the land of milk and honey. They didn't practice their faith, and that's what it all boils down to. They lack faith. Okay. So the Most High judged the children of Israel accordingly. So the Sabbath day is basically a sign between his people and him. Okay. And that's the reason why we observe the Sabbath day, because it's a covenant. And to keep his judgments. And to do his judgments. So that's letting the Most High know that you're in agreement and you don't want to get fucked up, so to speak. I don't want to get fucked up, do you? Moving on to Matthew chapter 12, verse 12. How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day. I said, reading that again. Matthew chapter 12, verse 12. How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore is it lawful to do well on the Sabbath days? Then saith he to the man, stretch forth thy hand. And he stretched it forth, and it was restored whole, like as the other. Okay, this is a perfect and prime example of of Yahweh Shah fulfilling his purpose. And in fulfilling his purpose, the law states that you're not supposed to do any work on the Sabbath day. Okay? And the Most High was giving him an example of a sheep and he was healing people on the Sabbath day. And the Sadducees and Pharisees didn't like that because they were pushing law. That should ring a bell to IUIC. He that have an ear, let him hear. Okay, it's not the law. It's faith first. Faith, then law. You do things according to your faith. You honor the Most High according to your faith first. Okay, the law is second to faith. Faith, you can't get into the kingdom of heaven doing the following the law alone. Okay, we've already broke that covenant. There will be a new covenant where the laws, statutes, and commandments will be on our inward parts. That means that we'll never forget. Okay, we'll never go against the Most High. We'll never be rebellious, and that is a sight to behold. And that's a sight that we're looking for. That's a sight that we're hoping to have very soon. Okay, we hope and pray, that we can be in a state where we're not being rebellious against the Most High. Okay, even if it's the flesh, we don't want the flesh to be rebellious against the Most High. Okay, and the flesh is the number one cause of, because the flesh is the window to the sin. Okay. So when Yahweh Shai was walking the earth at that particular time, he was doing a lot of miracles. Okay, and for the Pharisees, the Sadducees and Pharisees, the ones that were meant to keep the law, were meant to be the forefront of Israel as far as the law is concerned and how to be productive. They seen these particular acts that Yahweh Shai has done on the Sabbath day and didn't like it. Okay. First of all, he's explaining to you, if you're going to do a job, this is your particular job. Okay, on the Sabbath day, you don't do the job. If you're healing somebody, you're performing a service that's detrimental to someone, that's still honoring the Sabbath. Okay, you're saving a life, you're healing somebody, you're still honoring the Sabbath. And the Sadducees and Pharisees didn't like that. They seen it as work, and they rebelled against them. They were, the lack of a better word, they were blinded. All right. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah for even doing those wonderful miracles on the Sabbath day. I believe if he didn't do those miracles on the Sabbath day, then we wouldn't have this to reflect on. Okay, we wouldn't have the Lord's words and the Lord's works as far as the Sabbath day is concerned, to fall back on, to know that if you're doing a service to save somebody's life, you're doing a service that's beneficial, then it's not work, it's doing the Lord's work. Okay, and so the Lord's work trumps. So that's just, give you an example. Okay, a person is supposed to have a banquet or honorary meeting or whatever the chance may be once a month. All right, and instead of doing that, he's helping another person that's in this community, or whatever this business, whatever the business may be, to boost the business. So he doesn't want to lose any members. He's going to save a life of a member. That's just, it's in a roundabout way. That's the same thing. Okay, the Most High was basically doing a lot of miracles. He was saving a lot of lives, and he did this on the Sabbath day. And so the Most High honored that. So if the Most High honored it, who are you to speak against it? All right. Going into 13. Then said he to the man, stretch forth thy hand, and he stretched it forth, and it was restored whole, like as the other. Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him. So that does make the Sadducees and Pharisees furious. All right, they wanted to kill Hamashiach. They wanted to kill our Lord and Savior. They wanted to kill our power. And if they did that then, they're going to try to do it again. Moving on. Okay, not to get too far off the topic, but the Most High is supplying us a spiritual gun. Okay, it's not to be carnal or anything like that. We're not carnal men. This is a spiritual gun. All right, against the face of evil and the face of wickedness. All right. Remember spirituality. This is a spiritual weapon. The Most High's endowed us with spiritual weapons, especially in these days, in these last days. These are weapons to fight against the enemy. And these are major weapons that we need in our arsenal. All right. Praying, fasting, okay, being in holy convocations, holy conversations. All right, these are what's needed. This is what we need. We need salvation. We need to be salvaged. We need to be made perfect. We need to be made whole. All right? We need those things. This is Mark chapter 2, verse 23. And it came to pass that he went through cornfields on the Sabbath day, and his disciples began as they went to pluck the ears of the corn. And the Pharisees said unto him, Behold, why do they on the Sabbath day that which is not lawful? And he said unto them, Have ye never read what David did? And when he had need and was an hungered, he and they that were with him, how he went into the house of the Most High in the days of Abiathar the high priest, and did eat the showbread, which is not lawful to eat for the priests, and gave it also to them which were with him. And he said unto them, The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore, the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. That's a cold cut to the Sadducees and Pharisees that were always boasting, law. You're breaking the law. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're going off. These are a cold cut to the Sadducees and Pharisees that the Sabbath day was made for us so that we can honor the Most High. Okay? So we can give supplication to the Most High and let the Most High know that we're still down with him. All right? That we're still striving for the mastery. We're still doing our due diligence. We're still humble at the same time. Okay? We're still meek at the same time. And we want to serve the Lord at the same time. So we do this and we honor what the Most High wants to do on the Sabbath day. All right? And so with that, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah B'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders that rule and teach well in the scriptures. Salutations to the Akim that are abroad doing this work in truth and sincerity. And salutations to the confusion of faith. And Shalom. Shalom.